Aloha! Good morning! You see, we have sea turtles this morning already on the beach. It's such a wonderful place to wake up every morning, you guys. Let me show ya. Just beautiful. Don't you agree? And yeah, we got sea turtles this morning again. How wonderful. Sometimes this beach is, I've seen up to 7 at a time. And this is just a little beach right there by where we're staying. Yeah, so legally we're supposed to stay many feet away. I don't remember exactly what the number is, but we're not supposed to get near them, in other words, and leave them alone. So I'm going to continue to walk over here onto this other part of the beach where the turtles are not, so that we can continue our talk and be together this morning. There, plant my tripod. Aloha, brothers and sisters. I'm glad you could join me. I'm here on the beautiful island of Maui in the state of Hawaii, our 50th state. And it is just gorgeous. You know, sometimes in life we have wonderful things like this happen. But other times in life, maybe it's not so wonderful. Maybe you're dealing with some frustrations that are leaving you less than hopeful. Maybe I can give you a little example. Recently, you know, when Michael and I first landed here in Maui, we were at the airport and they told us that our COVID test was the correct test and it was negative, thank goodness. But they didn't like that we got it from our doctor. Can you believe that? No, they wanted it. They wanted us to have it taken by one of their approved partners. Oh my, here we are. We just got married on Saturday. I'm having a hard time standing in the sand, excuse me. And we're at the airport, having just arrived at the Kahalui airport in Maui, and the lady there at the desk, as you enter, says, no ma'am, this is you didn't get it from our approved partner, so you're gonna have to turn around and go home. Oh yeah, the tears welled up in Michael and I's eyes, and we didn't know what to do. We've been planning this wedding for 2 whole years. He proposed to me 2 years ago here in Maui. And here we have a lady telling us we have to go home. The reason why it was 2 whole years was because we had to put it off a whole year because of COVID. So here we are at the airport and we have to go home. And for a minute, I felt that rush of emotion coming, just like the rush of the ocean waves, flooding my body and my senses with anxiety. And because of my training, I caught myself. I'm proud of myself that I can do that now. And you can too. Yeah, I caught myself. And I saw Michael kind of do the same. You know, he's been following me too since I had this healing, and which has only been a couple years now, you guys. And he caught himself too. We both looked at each other and said, all right, let's both take a deep breath. And we did. Right there in front of God and everybody at the airport. They probably thought we were nuts, right? Standing there in the airport. So we thought about it a minute and we thought, well, what's the wisest thing to do here? Well, we don't want to go clear back to the Seattle airport and SeaTac. So they offered another suggestion and said, well, you could go to LA, Los Angeles airport. That's a little shorter. We said, oh my. Okay, 2 round trip tickets to Los Angeles from Maui and back. Just to get another COVID test. All right. So we spent 2 days on an airplane with no sleep and no food. We had first class tickets to come here in the first place, but things the way they are now, the only first class about it was the seat size. They don't pamper you or give you a meal or anything like that anymore. No, you get a little bag of chips. And so you see where I'm going with this. Frustration could easily rise like the tides, my brothers and sisters, if you let it. If you let it. That was a test for Michael and I right there. That was a test, our very first test of our marriage. And I have to say, we passed with flying colors. We didn't argue. We didn't fuss. We got it together. We took a deep breath and we said, let's do this. Let's do it. We flew to LA. We came right back. Test in hand. Ha! You gonna defeat me? I think not. So anyway, frustration number 1. That, thank you very much, we overcame with flying colors because we breathed it through and let our not only our rational thought think it through, but our hearts think it through. Always include your heart. Always. Because your analytical brain will often screw it up and overthink things and add to the frustration. So let your heart in on it, because usually that's the wiser decision. So what did our heart say? Our heart said, you've been planning this for 2 whole years. Go get your butt on a plane and come right back. You're going to be just fine. So that's what we did. All right, so we get home, or I'm calling it home already. Look, I don't want to leave. So we get back to Maui, and we're here now. Yeah, it's been great. First thing I do, kick off my sandals and stub my toe on a volcanic rock. Now, I don't know if you've ever stubbed your toe on a volcanic rock. All these rocks you see behind me are all from molten lava. And they're not very forgiving, and they're not soft at all. No. So I stub my toe, I jam it, immediately swells up, and this is the first day here. And I'm thinking, really? We got a lot of walking to do on Beachcombing, and I don't want to have a swollen toe. Oh my, what next? Aha. Did you just hear those words? What next? Those are my old vocabulary. Yeah, that's my old vocabulary. The defeatist, where you say, how could this be? Poor me, why me? Oh. So I caught myself again. Groovy Kim, you don't need to sit there and say, why me? Instead, use your Reiki powers. For those of you who don't know what Reiki is, I'm a certified Reiki master, 3rd degree. And it's where you use your healing energy that everybody has. You have it too. You're born with it. You use your healing energy like this. And I did this only on my toe, right? I put my hand over it. And I told myself, look how well that's healing. I can't believe the swelling is going down so fast. Was it the truth right then and there? No, it wasn't. But I believed it was, and I made myself believe it was, and I kept telling myself that's what was going on. And sure enough, after about an hour or so, it was like it never happened. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it because it was almost so painful that I thought maybe I broke it. Oh my God. I took care of it with my mind. The power of Reiki. R-E-I-K-I. Look it up. It's really a wonderful study. And it goes along the same studies with Dr. Joe Dispenza and all those other gurus that are out there right now. It's the same idea. It's just done with different approaches and different methods, right? Remember, brothers and sisters, there is no one way to meditate. It's as varied as there are human beings. I did a walking meditation yesterday. You may have seen it. I posted it. And literally, it's just where you walk along, notice nature, and most of all, be grateful. Let your heart really feel the emotion of gratefulness. Gratefulness for all of this. Gratefulness that you're alive. That's right. Gratefulness that you're here. And that you have these wonderful powers where you can say, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I can and I will. I had a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. They told me I was going to be crippled. I would require a wheelchair and going to cancer infusion treatments the rest of my life. I said, no, 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 as Amy Winehouse would say. Nope, I said no. And look at me now. I can run in the sand. If I had more room, I'd really take off. But there's a few, like I say, volcanic rocks, and I learned my lesson on that. Keep your sandals on. Oh. Can you see the guys out there? Check it out. It's so wonderful here, you guys. But remember, it's not your environment. Stubbing your toe, having things just go so wrong. That happens in any environment, doesn't it? Not just on vacation. You know what frustration is, don't you? It's because you had an expectation and it didn't turn out your way. Right? That's frustration. Part of that is being able to be mature enough to know that that is true and that you don't get to control everything, but you can control your emotions. And when you control your emotions and the way you handle things, well, everything just turns out. It just does. One way or another. You let the frustration seep in, yeah, you're just going to prolong it and make it worse, and rather than healing it right away. Become a healer with me. Healer in your own right, for your own self, in all your situations. Because you can. Aloha, brothers and sisters. Until next time, hang in there. I'll be seeing you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And my goodness, let's all take a deep breath together. Because we can. It's one thing you can control is your breath. Very important. Always know that. All right. Aloha. Bye for now. You know, because it's groovy.